Across the United Kingdom, junior doctors are taking a stand. With banners in hand and determination in their hearts, they are striking. But what has driven these young professionals to such drastic measures? This is their story. Junior doctors are the lifeblood of the NHS. They are medical graduates in training, working under supervision as they progress towards becoming consultants or general practitioners.
Becoming a doctor isn't easy. It's a long journey that requires dedication and hard work. I studied for about 6 years to earn my medical degree. This included 2 years of preclinical studies focusing on basic sciences like anatomy, physiology, and biochemistry, followed by 3 years of clinical training where I gained hands-on experience in various medical specialties.
Despite their crucial role, they face significant challenges. The reasons behind the strike are multifaceted. At the core are issues of pay, working conditions, and mental health. Junior doctors argue that their salaries have not kept pace with inflation, and the demands placed upon them are unsustainable.
The situation is quite dire, to be honest. Junior doctors like myself have been under immense pressure for years now. We've reached a breaking point where we feel we have no other option but to strike. The main issues we're striking over are pay, working conditions, and the overall sustainability of our healthcare system.
Pay is a major sticking point. Junior doctors feel that their compensation does not reflect their skills, responsibilities, and the hours they put in. With rising living costs, many find it difficult to make ends meet.
Junior doctors in the UK are some of the most underpaid healthcare professionals in the developed world. After adjusting for inflation, our pay has effectively been cut by about 26% over the last decade. This is despite the fact that we're working harder and longer hours than ever before. Many of us are struggling to make ends meet, which is incredibly demoralizing, especially considering the sacrifices we've made to get here.
The working conditions are another critical issue. Junior doctors often work long, grueling hours, leading to burnout and mental health struggles. The intense pressure and lack of support can have severe consequences.
The working conditions are another major issue. We regularly work shifts that are 12 hours long, sometimes even longer, without adequate breaks. The intensity and the pressure are relentless. This isn't just about our well-being, it's also about patient safety. Exhausted doctors are more likely to make mistakes, and that can have serious consequences. We're advocating for safer working conditions, not just for ourselves, but for our patients too.
The strikes inevitably affect patient care, leading to delayed treatments and longer waiting times. However, junior doctors emphasize that the strikes are a necessary step to ensure long-term improvements in the healthcare system.
The NHS is a wonderful institution, but it's been underfunded and overstretched for years. Junior doctors are the backbone of the system, yet we're constantly being asked to do more with less. This isn't sustainable in the long run. We need a healthcare system that supports its workers, invests in their development, and ensures that they can provide the best possible care to patients. Right now, that's not happening, and it's driving many talented doctors to leave the profession or move abroad. Striking is a last resort. We've exhausted all other avenues to have our voices heard. During the strike, we're ensuring that emergency care is still provided, and we're working to minimize any disruption to patients. Ultimately, we believe that by addressing these issues now, we're protecting the future of patient care in the UK.
The government's response has been mixed. While some officials recognize the need for reform, others view the strikes as harmful to patient care.
What do you think of some of your colleagues on this strike?
Well, I actually feel for them because...
I don't. I think they're a bunch of lunatics. I think they are the worst possible people. I wouldn't want one coming anywhere near me.
But they're not going
And I have
to.
cancer.
You might not have that choice if you're going into A&E or any...
I'm not going into A&E the way it is at the moment because, quite frankly, it's unworkable.
You might be able to afford private healthcare, which unfortunately a lot of my colleagues are now moving on to private healthcare because they're not getting remunerated.
Well,
by
that's
the
okay.
NHS.
Just a minute. That's okay if you can afford private healthcare. A lot of people can't. I can't even get insured. My wife had a burst appendix a few months ago. She went to A&E and she was left writhing on the floor for nearly 12 hours.
Negotiations have been tense, with both sides struggling to reach an agreement.
I think it's amazing that we're blaming the increasing in waiting lists on doctors going on strike. You're losing staff because we're undervalued, and it's not just doctors, it's everyone. We're all leaving. A happy workforce is your responsibility. You're the Prime Minister, you're the government, your staff aren't happy. That's your fault. And ultimately, that's not good for patients, because retaining staff is one of the bedrocks of making sure that you have good patient safety. You cannot keep the NHS running with the staff shortages that it has. And to keep us here, you have to keep us happy. That is your job. None of us are happy.
I would just say, Olivia, right, so if you look, when you have the time, please go look at the long-term workforce plan. It's the NHS.
I've read it. I get it. It's great. I love the fact that you're bringing in tons of new people, but there's going to be no one there to train or educate or supervise them. And you cannot be safe without senior staff on the wards training, educating, and supervising.
So there's three parts of the plan, actually. So one is to train more people. The second one is to retain more people. So there's a whole section of the plan about improving retention, which I agree with you is important. And the third part of it is reforming how we work. And I think you said you're working in A&E. It's about one of the things we're introducing anaesthetist associates, which are a new role which will help provide high quality care to people. But look, fundamentally, you and I are not going to agree, because your union is asking for a 35% pay rise. I don't think that's reasonable. I don't think that's affordable. I don't think that's fair.
The strike by junior doctors in the UK is part of a global trend. Healthcare workers worldwide are calling for better conditions and fair pay. The issues faced by junior doctors resonate with many in the medical profession.
Well, the challenges that junior doctors face here in Germany are very similar to those in the UK. We're dealing with issues related to pay, working conditions, and the overall sustainability of our healthcare system. These problems are not unique to one country. They're part of a global crisis in healthcare.
Our pay is quite low here in India, especially considering the amount of work we do and the responsibilities we carry. After years of studying and training, many of us find it difficult to support ourselves and our families. Similar to the UK, our wages have not kept up with inflation, and we've seen our real income decrease over the past decade. This is just incredibly frustrating and demoralizing.
This is not just a UK issue. Healthcare workers globally are demanding better treatment and recognition.
First and foremost, we need to address the issue of work-life balance. In China, many doctors, particularly those in hospitals, work long hours with few breaks. This can lead to burnout and affect both our mental and physical health. Implementing more reasonable working hours and ensuring that doctors have adequate time off is crucial.
The strike highlights systemic problems that need addressing.
As a doctor in the Netherlands, I've seen firsthand how systemic issues can affect our healthcare system. While we have a robust healthcare infrastructure, there are several areas that need attention, including administrative burdens, mental health support, and resource allocation. One major issue is the administrative burden placed on doctors. We spend a significant amount of time on paperwork and electronic health records, which takes away from the time we can spend with patients. Another critical issue is the lack of mental health support for healthcare workers. The stress and pressure of the job can lead to burnout and other mental health problems. Additionally, resource allocation, such as staffing and equipment, often falls short, which can impact the quality of care we provide.
The strike by junior doctors in the United Kingdom is a powerful statement. It underscores the urgent need for fair pay, better working conditions, and mental health support. The outcome of this struggle will shape the future of the NHS and the well-being of its workforce. Thank you for watching. Stay informed, stay supportive, and recognize the vital role of junior doctors in our healthcare system. Like, share, and subscribe to the Medical Appraisals YouTube channel for valuable insights on appraisals, revalidation, and trending topics relating to healthcare and life sciences.